is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. If you guys are ready for a short day, we got some plans for later today because, especially if you guys are normally afternoon traders, market's closing today at 1. Bond market closes today at 2. All times are Eastern. So we'll see. We'll see. My guess is the volatility that comes in today probably right out of the gate, and then I think it dwindles off rather quickly. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then just FYI, just some housekeeping. Our LT is closed on Friday, so we will not be here. And then I'll be away all next week, so you guys do get the pleasure and luxury to be hanging out with Stephen King for it's usually the first 2 hours of the day, and then I think you guys got Johnny Guarco to wrap up that last hour of the day. So should be a fun week next week. Unfortunately, I won't be here with you guys, so I will miss all of you guys as I'm just going away with my boy Lou. Is Lou in the house? No, he's not even here yet. He's not here yet, but should be a good time. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. We got Anna. Good morning. Bill, Carlos, Cheryl. Good morning to Emily, Jason, Jay, Joe, Kevin's rocking with us. Good morning to Marius, Martina, Tim, all my peeps in YouTube land. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button if you have not done so already. What a day we had yesterday. Let's go to the shorter time frames. It was a slow-ish morning, but it was a decent kind of just melt up all day until we hit that zombie zone of 12 noon and just skyrocketed from there. So daily candle looks pretty impressive. Now I lost it though. So it's somewhere. It's somewhere. There it is. There it is. Zoom in. Major bullish engulfing candle. We were talking about where we opened yesterday. Wasn't looking that strong. We had a lot of resistance to kind of blow past that open from yesterday. We as soon as we started getting past this 544, we're like, okay, this is interesting. We got some more resistance. 545.74, no problem. Took it out, and then a big close into a big blow right past 546.13, and just took off from there. So really, really good bullish sentiment day. Bulls are still around. How would we trade today on a smaller time frame though? Knowing that the market's going to be closed half day today, all day tomorrow. Does anybody want to take those gains? I don't know. Sentiment right now is still rather bullish. I would say we got some kind of support around 548.06. I don't I don't know. Chop up day. Here's the thing. If I got positions, like, and I'm bullish, as long as I'm not short on those positions, I don't really have a reason to sell yet. Not with a day like that. We got a good volume candle came in on Friday. We are well above the closing price of that, well above the opening price of that. That would lead me to believe like I'm not panicking. So the only thing that would really there's only two things that would make me want to either sell or go short here. One, maybe I might be like, hey, there could be. I mean, the market's closed for a full day. It's not that crazy. There's not a lot of probably volatility Friday, I would assume. So like, all right, so maybe we got like a 4 days of like essentially the market being closed, but not even kind of really. And what if there's a black swan or something, and I'm up so much money that I just want to lock something in? Maybe that'd be reason one. Reason two would just be like, okay, well, we're not out of this candle yet. Right, that's where the bears did come in. We don't know where this week is going to close yet. We still have technically today and then Friday. We had a little bit of an indecision, maybe a little reversal candle up here, and we're just still inside that candle. So if I was to make any kind of bear case on this market, it would just be a risk to reward play, throwing my stop somewhere around 550.49, saying, okay, we're not going to get above it. If we do, just take the loss. And there's a shot that maybe I could make a decent trade, and then we do have profit taking today, tomorrow. I don't even know if that profit taking will be that long, but uh like that would be my case. Just a risk reward play being okay. And if I have again, if I have things in the long direction, which I do, right? I got long portfolios and all that stuff. I'm not really concerned like the market is collapsing yet. So maybe I don't sell those and just take out some protection puts. And if we get enough people that are just looking for protection for the next couple days, we could see that little bit of a little bit of just pushing the market down just based on the puts, the insurance. That would be really my only case. Otherwise, I don't really have a reason as to I'm not panicking here. I'm just not. So I don't know. Centilla says, "Good morning, sir. Tesla, big gains confused. Should I take profit or let the candle run?" We'll cover that one for sure. Yeah, that was moving a little bit pre-market, both directions, I think. We got Qs, really strong close on the Qs yesterday. So the spot I'm looking for, well, we're opening right at yesterday's VPOC. So we'll see if this level holds and we just jump into a cannon and shoot ourselves up in a bullish direction real quick. If that level could hold. If not, we start coming down a little bit. Next level I'm looking for is about 485.20. After that, could get a little more interesting. Would take us back down to like 481.12. So we do have a few levels we could retest. Right now, we are still holding that support. And then to the higher side of things, I mean, we almost made an all-time high on the Qs yesterday. We got so close. Why didn't you try harder, Bulls? Sure, you guys came in and put almost a $7 candle in there yesterday, but you couldn't go for 8. Stop it. Stop it. But yeah, we got a little level of support. So we'll see if that holds. And then the only other really thing that I'm looking for is like, can we break out of that candle from Friday? If we can, we actually could have a pretty crazy day on the Qs as well. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. TLT, are they buying any of this? Even they're starting to come in. So you have a little rotation, small little gap up. We are getting above at least this candle here from Monday, which kind of sold off a little more than I expected. And we are just sitting right at the top of that day. So we'll see if we have a mini little gap to fill. Next little level here, probably about 91.46. And we'll see if they want to start stepping in here as well. But yeah, Tesla, take a look. Let me know if you guys got any other tickers that you guys want to take a look at as well. Santilla says, confused on Tesla. Should I take my gains or should I roll the dice? That's up to you based on a few variants, I would say, Santilla. It looks pretty bullish. But if you have contracts that expire Friday, I know you play options a lot. So if you have contracts that expire this Friday, well, you do have a retest gap. You're going to get the theta coming in for the rest of today. Tomorrow, when the market's closed, you can't really do anything about it. And then that puts you in an awkward spot for Friday. I would say it also depends on how far in the money. You could always roll those contracts. This is also a retest gap, and we also have now a open gap down here too. At some point, and I'm just looking at this volume too. At some point, this volume's going to play into it. We're getting close to that zone. Again, it looks, if you have a lot of time on those contracts, you could probably hedge those with some of those puts just in case, shorter term puts. And then if you get that rollback, which I think eventually we probably do, but we have some room up to like 249, 250. We got some room to like 244. But this area is going to be a little bit more challenging. That is a pretty explosive breakout, though. We might be able to get through it. It's crazy how sentiment changes. Where like down here, I don't know if you got. I mean, it felt like 6 months ago, but it was, believe it or not, it was like 2 months ago. Tesla just crazy overvalued. Musk can't do anything right. Twitter is messing up all of Tesla. Yada yada. Everything is bearish now. There's reports, like there's articles that Tesla is the most undervalued AI stock out there right now. This is, I think Kathy Woods said $4,000 or something crazy. Like the sentiment is switched completely on Tesla. So I still like it bullish. I think it will be a buy the dip opportunity. You got till August 2nd. So again, I don't know how many contracts. If you want to take some profits on some, leave some. You got some time on it. But I do think if there's pullbacks on Tesla, people are looking at this thing going, okay, I need to I need to get in. I need to buy it. This is going to be it. Nvidia was the next Tesla at one point. Now Tesla's the next Nvidia, I guess. But really, really good breakout, really good run. It is tough to buy up here. Longer term, I think Tesla probably goes higher from here, but we have most likely some kind of pullbacks along the way, and I think those pullbacks do start to get bought up. So we'll see. And then you could always, again, if you have multiple contracts, lock in some profits if you wanted to. It's not financial advice, not recommendation. That's just what I would do. I'd probably lock a little bit in, and then on those pullbacks, I'd get some kind of roll those contracts, get some longer time frames as well. Coinbase, yeah, crypto wasn't doing that great. I'll take some of these lines off. The biddy wasn't doing fantastic this morning. The rest of the market is doing okay. We do have a little level of support. I would expect maybe a little bit of chop to the bearish side. So this is a retest gap, but that red candle is just inside of that. It's really just a whole inside day of this bullish breakout. So anybody in this candle, they weren't really freaking out from yesterday's selling, not as much. They didn't love the price action, I'm sure, but they weren't really freaking out. Now every single person who did buy into this day, probably a little bit panicking. To the downside, I watch a few levels. First one would be somewhere around this, probably not one, but 221.80, we'll call it. If we or 221.95 even. If we start breaking under those levels, then I think we have confirmed trap. Anybody who was buying at that volume zone, they're going to start to just kind of either bail or start flipping their positions, and then Coinbase might have a little bit more kind of rotation down, even to like this 215 zone. So I do think there's probably a little bit more pressure to the bear side on Coinbase. Would love to see probably get bought up first. Coming in with a short somewhere around 224.81 would be something that would make sense to me. So somewhere around there is where I'd watch, because that will have a little bit of a retest. There was some shorts that probably want to take some gains. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't see like a big bullish engulfing candle today or anything like that. So I think there should be some opportunities to look for a short. I don't know if I would swing trade that one short, because again, everyone's gonna be feeding for some kind of trades, and I don't know if that's gonna be bullish or bearish in Bitcoin, but I think there's gonna be some people wanting to trade just because the rest of the market is closed, and you will get a little more attention and focus into the crypto space. So we'll see if any of those. We'll see if that is more bullish or bearish, but I think some volume comes in tomorrow on crypto. We got Dell. Dell, nice little gap up. You do have some kind of resistance, 147.65. I think that can break, and then I'm looking for really about 148.56. This is a retest gap though, so I'd want to remain bullish on it. Maybe if you want to play the fade, you got about $3 to the downside. Even with that though, we're still above kind of this 145.52 zone. I think this one probably pulls back at open. I don't think we get a full-on retest down to this 143, so I probably wouldn't short. I would look for see if we could hold this 145.52, and that's the spot I think I'd go probably long on. Just with those resistance above us, we could get held up there, but if we could buy it a little bit lower, I think it's a decently strong gap though. I have to be a little patient. Oh, I'm gonna get this one higher on the list. MU. And then keep in mind too, with that short day, if you're looking for, I don't know how much time we're gonna have. If we're looking for something to fade first, it would have to happen pretty quick on Dell. So we'd have to have almost an immediate drop on Dell, and then that should give us enough time to rally. Otherwise, if it's gonna take like a full 45 minutes to an hour for really a retest on it, I don't even think I'd probably play the bull side today. We're just gonna be racing the clock. MU looks pretty fantastic. Again, we have one little resistance right here. No, not even. Yeah, I mean, probably psychologically we do. Just where this candle opens, so somewhere around 132.81. That's not a huge one. This would be technically a little inside candle still, I think. Depends on where the next 13 minutes takes us. I would love to see a quick pullback, maybe a high wave candle. That should give us room up to about 134. So not horrible on that. I would like to see that pullback, but I'm also looking at um 2 days ago's candle. This bad boy right here. Uh, and it's not really quite a three bar reversal. So essentially we're sitting here. I do have a big wick up here and a big wick down here. So if I'm going to combine and get creative, we almost have a big high wave indecision candle. Man, that might throw me off. If this wick wasn't on this one, I think I'd be more interested to go long. I think I'd still want to be in that bullish direction. But yeah, I think buying low, I'd have to wait for probably that pullback to that 132. 132 is where I would be okay with, I think. Let's get this one higher on the list too. Um, if it does pull back quickly out of the gate, we do create some kind of high wave candle indecision. I think it has a little bit more edge to the bull side, so I wouldn't mind going bullish, but uh, it's not quite a three bar reversal. It's still more like 3 day indecision. SE. Mm, C limited. Nice little gap up. It is a retest gap. I don't we have the full capability to come in and kind of hit yesterday's VPOC 7021. I don't know. As a bull, I don't think I'd want to really even get down there. I'd want to see us stall out somewhere around 7084, but yeah, would need a little pullback on this one. We are opening right into that kind of closing price from Friday. And then obviously there was no bulls to really support this thing. We had the gap down. This kind of looks like a retest. So maybe looking for a fade on this one at open. I don't know if I want to if I'm really just bearish on this one. I think there's a great spot for some of those bears to come in. And then if you're thinking like, hey, longer term, or I'm not so much concerned with the intraday volatility, but as a swing trade, this would be my bear entry here, then probably stop somewhere above this line. So I think this is a good spot for actually shorts to jump in if they are bearish on the stock for something like that. So I probably wouldn't go bullish out of the gate. And then if I'm looking for some kind of day trade, probably as we get down here, we start giving the bulls a little bit more risk reward. So yeah, probably would want this thing to fall a little bit further. Spy a little bit of a candle now, not much. Tesla at the upper level of a massive triangle. If it breaks out and closes, it has room to at least 266. Yeah, Tesla has a big upside to it. Big upside. That's a very long consolidation, and this one could get crazy. But like you said, earnings, we got that coming out. The earnings haven't been that great on it, and we are kind of right into that resistance now. So we shall see. We shall see. Tesla has notoriously faked some people out. But again, if that's why if you're profitable up here, this is not a bad zone to look. And then I think even with a breakout, let's say we do get some kind of a good close and you feel like you missed it, I think at some point we come back, we do some kind of a retest, and then it goes. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get something like that. But eventually there will be, I don't know how big or small, but there will be some kind of retest in it. But you are running into that little bit of resistance. All right, let's see what else we get. DOYU. Do you international? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Do you say it like that? What is this? Earnings? News? I don't know what the volume is going to be on this stock. Technology stocks. Okay, let's see. International rose 33% after it declared a special dividend of $9.76 or 76%. $9.76. This is an ADR, so just try to understand what you're getting into. PayPal, payable on August 30th to shareholders on record as of August 21st. So you got some time to get in, but that's a hefty divvy. Says, I see what you did there. Somebody got it. All right. All right. I just thought nobody caught that, and then it was just I was gonna let it go. I was like, that is that good? No? All right. Well, that's a pretty major gap up. I don't know how to play this one. I don't think there's any real I don't maybe there's volume gonna come in today. But I've never traded it. You're starting to get to I'd say probably you have room to like 1850 on this one for some kind of I don't know. Maybe some resistance starting to come in. Even right here, you're kind of at the high end of it. If this thing does dip, it's probably buyable. You have if you want that 976 divvy, that's a really good one. That's a major divvy. Again, it's a special dividend, so it's a one-time deal, and probably after that dividend, it will sell off, I'm sure. But we have plenty of time till August 21st comes in, so we shall see. Otherwise, that's a whoever played that really quick for that news on the dividend, you're already up $4 and you didn't have to wait for that dividend to come in. So they're about halfway there already. My assumption would be this kind of fades a little bit, but I'm not too familiar with the company and I don't know how those people want to play that divvy. It's 100% a dividend play at this point. Vivo Vivo Power. Uh, 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 what's the doing a special divvy too? Private sector EDP released. Vivo Power International shares rallied past 121% in recent Wednesday pre-market activity after the company said that its electric vehicle unit Tembo, I never heard of that, had extended its exclusive heads of agreement with Cactus Acquisition by 1 month to July 31st to allow final. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, merger news. I didn't really know. I don't know what Tembo is, but it sounds like a cool name. He's like Harame and Rambo kind of mixed together. But yeah, good gap up. Volume's gonna be light on this one. I would assume. I don't know what the short float is. Finviz, VVPR. Mm, yeah, 2.34%, so nothing crazy there. If I was in this stock, providing I wasn't the biggest fanboy of this company, and I was like, I'm just gonna hold forever. And then I'm looking at this downtrend on this thing. They kind of report their earnings like DJT. Here's another company that just doesn't really report. I would probably take this gain, and I think it would be a fade. I wouldn't be buying it here unless I get a significant pullback for me. Are divvies guaranteed once they're declared? Yes. Yep. They de they declare their you've seen it, but you've seen it too. There's also what's that company? Zim. They were doing special divvies. Baba actually has a special divvy. Not as crazy, but I think in a week or so, I think you get like 66 cents a share special dividends. So special dividends, they happen a lot. But and it is based on free cash flow. So once it's out there, yes, you do get it. A lot of times it turns into a little bit of a value trap unless you were real quick on that news for DOYU, where like right out of the gate you're like, oh, special divvy announced, and you jumped in. Otherwise, a lot of times, as soon as we start to get close to that divvy date, the stock has already kind of moved that much, and then people start selling because they don't have to wait for it. So a lot of times you end up losing more than you actually will get from the divvy. So just be careful on it. It's definitely, if you're already in it, great. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of manipulated a little bit. ORCL. But yeah, I've never seen somebody declare a dividend and then just not pay it. I guess it's possible for that to happen where it's like the company just runs into Enron type situation and their accounts are frozen and investigations start happening. But I don't think that happens as much as we think. Oracle probably looks for more continuation here. Actually, I'm going to put this one higher. I kind of like this one. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 bullish days in a row. We've obviously got up to these levels before. Bears, for whatever reason, they're not having it. They're coming in heavy around this 144. But I like this little sneaky location on it, so I would like to see still a little pullback. Watch for this 143.31 zone, and then I think that could give us some room up to maybe we get to that 144.70, providing we can break through those tweezers. And this is our second attempt to get there, so maybe even look a little higher. But Oracle chart looks pretty decent. Some resistance coming in, but I like that location. The fact we're above that support, that's good for me. Yeah, Paramount Global. They got the Skydances back on the table. I don't know the terms of the deal. People were saying like $15 a share or something like that, but they were supposed to have this deal before, and then it kind of fell through, and now it's back on the table for Paramount and Skydance. So we'll see what happens on this one on a technical basis. Right now, you were kind of getting bid up into this. This is probably a good fade spot. But again, just depends on how likely now that deal might go through. And I think that would be about $15 a share. So there's even a little arbitrage of $3 if that deal goes through. But watch this one. I don't know if I'm going to trade this one specifically. It's not that I hate it. Just there's a lot of news and it's all still kind of speculation if some deals could go through or not. Oh, I missed AVGO. AVGO. Good call. Good call. AVGO into a little resistance. This is a retest, probably a small little fade. Otherwise, I think we have a pretty decent bullish move ahead of us, 1738. But yeah, let's see if there's like a little high wave or something. Otherwise, it's got all momentum. First little spot though, 1688, and then full $100 higher on AVGO. Looks pretty healthy for some continuation. Everybody out on YouTube land, I'm gonna miss you guys for like a week and a half. So again, RLT will still be around. I believe Stephen King should still be going live on YouTube, I believe. Otherwise, I will see you on the 15th. Have a great holiday weekend, and then yeah, I'll catch you guys then. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe.